Welcome to Champagne Sunday. I'm Lauren.
Hey, I'm Bonnie.
I'm Beth.
And we're going to talk about life
After divorce.
And living
The best life.
and the life you love.
Yes, living the life you love on that other side.
Cheers.
Cheers. Welcome.
Okay, so today we're talking about what to do when something unexpected happens in your routine and you have to change things for a while.
Like Ice-Mageddon.
Like Ice-Mageddon.
Yeah, I would say like a Girl Scout, be prepared, but
Well, last week when we met, Bonnie said, "Oh, the city schools are planning to potentially be out till Thursday," and I was like, "What? I didn't know it was this big a deal." So I went and prepped like a professional. I was ready, so that was good. I don't usually do that, but anyway.
Yeah, so you had enough food to get by. Because,
Yeah.
All right, so what happened? What happened was we knew that we were going to have some potential snow and ice on Monday, Tuesday of last week. Well, it has stretched into what we finally got out of the house yesterday on Friday.
Mhm.
And our ice sidewalks are still a complete sheet of ice. And we didn't get snow. We truly got
ice.
Just packed ice.
We
yeah.
didn't get nice
was
little flakes
sleet.
of snow. We got sleet the whole time, which just froze over on our roads and our sidewalks and all, making it treacherous just to even go outside. So luckily, all three of us had the foresight to go and get groceries, so we were able to feed our people, and I think we all cooked more than we usually do.
I
But
did.
we
I
did
cooked a
not.
ton.
But we were stuck in the house,
We were
Mhm.
stuck in the house.
so that was
Probably was
yeah.
a good thing for most people, but I spent my whole time on the phone rescheduling patient appointments and surgeries and answering questions, and
So your time at home was not relaxing.
the work day part was not relaxing. The after work part was very relaxing. I read an entire book. I worked 2 big, ginormous puzzles. I stitched some and wrote a little bit, and so yeah, I got a little bit done
That's good.
that way.
Mhm.
But I didn't get any housework done. Like, my house is still a ginormous wreck.
So I didn't pick up as much as I needed to this week either. Like that's kind of what I think my project for later today is going to be. But we worked from home for half the week, so for me it was more. This week felt like the last bit of holiday break rest that I didn't feel like I got this time. So I haven't worn contacts in a week. I don't know what's going to happen when I put them back in my eyes tomorrow. And I just kind of I did the work that I need to do, but I just relaxed and cooked a lot. I'm really enjoying cooking more these days. Cause it's you know what it is. Cause I was trying to, I never really have liked it that much, but I'm enjoying my home more. We've talked about this at length. And when you're stuck in the house, being a creative human, I realized that dinner is something you can make.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. It's something
And you can make
create.
it. You can make it beautiful and delicious.
Yeah, you can make
And
it.
you can put your own spin on it.
Yeah, and it can be fun. Like it's something you can physically do, and so I enjoy doing that a lot. And I just watched a lot of shows, and I relaxed. I really relaxed, and I can't remember if we said this the last thing, but the holidays were so hectic. I think we did say this, but I felt a little bit jolted when I went back to work, and it felt like, okay, and maybe everybody felt like this season, but it felt like the universe needed me to be still this week. Like I could feel it anyway. So yeah, I had a great week, and now I feel 100% ready to tackle everything. So it's good.
That is good.
Good feeling.
I ended up, I was not as creative as I thought I would be if I had all this time. I ended up resting a whole lot
Yeah, me
more than I really kind of expected. I just kind of let my body dictate, which Beth can attest. I'm texting her at 2 and 3 in the morning because if I take a nap, then I'm up at ridiculous hours. But I feel incredibly rested, and I spent a lot of time wandering around my house and putting away the little piles that have accumulated everywhere over the holidays. And I have gotten through most of the rooms in my house, and even And I've washed the rugs because y'all know I have ruggables, and so I've washed all the rugs, and I have. I moved upstairs to the upstairs den and used it as my office because I had to work this week virtually also with teachers, and spent the time working in that room that I've wanted to kind of make sure, kind of get that room organized. And I haven't just taken the time, but sitting up there in that room meant that between calls with teachers, I could get up and go clean off this shelf or clean off that shelf and kind of rethink the space, and really got to sort of ground myself in my house again. I have loved this time being in my house.
Yeah, me too.
You know?
I have to.
So it's been nice.
I'm trying to think what else. Like, I don't. There's just something so cozy about being at home in the winter too. You know, like just hibernating a little bit. That's what it felt like.
Yes,
a little
yeah,
hibernation.
a little hibernation, and it's forced hibernation. But I guess it really depends if you looked at it as being trapped, you know, and you had a negative spin on it. I can see how you could get really frustrated about it.
That's more what COVID quarantine felt like at times, was the feeling that you didn't have options. You know.
See, and I'm probably in the minority, but I miss that time. I
like
loved
that
being
time.
sequestered in my house. I got so much done in my house. I got to live in my house. I had all of my people here. So long as we had groceries, we were good. I really loved having people walk in the neighborhood. Everything slowed down.
Mm-hmm.
I just enjoyed the way that felt. Now, this was different in that we couldn't even get outside. At least during COVID, we could go sit on the porch.
Yeah.
We could have the sun on our face. And now, if I got on my porch, I was, I'm not risking falling.
No.
So, and in fact, my kid walked downtown, and he fell twice on the way home.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, because there weren't that enough places to walk. It wasn't just a sheet of, even the yards were a sheet of ice.
I was glad that we live near a main road, like literally
that's true.
a few feet from a main road, so that like as soon as that cleared, I was able to make a grocery run. So but I don't know. We just, again, sometimes like you just get so busy you forget. Rest is something I'm terrible at. I'm terrible.
Oh, I'm terrible at. I've been working at. Well, you know, I've been working at it for all of 2023. I tried to work at it. So but I don't feel like I rested as much this last week, just because I had so much paperwork to do.
Well, and you had worry. I think we were all a little bit
And
worried
I was very worried
our
about my
pipes
house
freezing.
Yeah.
Because all right, we're in Alabama, and we do not get this sort of cold very often,
Right.
and we're all in very old houses.
Very old. Yeah.
So, and you never know what might happen. And so I know, going through that, I know that I Googled it. Okay, what am I supposed to do? All of my cabinet doors are open. All of my doors are open to the rooms with the outside walls to make sure that any pipes, running my dryer before I run my washer, all of those things to try and make sure that I'm not going to have frozen pipes. But I could have done all those things and still had a pipe that burst.
Yeah, there's just no telling with the older house, and I think I lived the whole week sort of holding my breath that I have a very old HVAC system.
Mm-hmm.
I have a very new one because the one that was even more ancient and didn't have a serial number on it already died. And I had to replace one. But the other one I'm just kind of nursing along. I mean, it's old and it'll probably go out on me at any point. And I was just thinking, okay, I kept thinking, at least I have one that works. If I have to, I can move upstairs. It'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
However, that doesn't take care of keeping the rooms warm so the pipes don't bust. I'm sick of dripping water. Every time I use it, then I have to get it back to the right exact drip, the sweet spot of the drip. Anyway, so I have been holding my breath about it this week, and I have not rested as much, and I have not picked up all the little clutter. I thought, okay, I'm home. I'll take some calls. I'll pick up a little. The calls just were endless. Endless. And I inherited 6 files. We had a case manager move, so I had to read medical files, and it just wasn't restful. It wasn't as restful as I thought. So, and I did miss walking
Oh, I've missed walking.
The difference I found
that
with
is
this
the one
is
I wish I could get out because there's something about like I have a bike at my house and I could have biked every day, but I didn't because I was too cozy. I didn't want to sweat.
and you can't bike on ice.
No, you can't. But well, I have a stationary bike.
Oh yeah.
Although
You
that
could've
would kind of
done
be a fun one, like a video of like biking through ice. I guess.
There you go.
But or what you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
when you go on those Peloton trails
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Ice trail.
The ice trail.
Glacier trail. But I love like just getting the sunshine can get you through so much of this.
See, I think my problem
kind
was
of
too
down season
with my work during the pandemic. No one was working. Everybody was
Right.
at home. I have cases from and vendors all over the place. So, my
Mhm.
South Florida adjusters were like, "What? You have ice?" My,
Yeah.
it's like, yeah. My California adjusters, I was like, "Oh yeah, sorry."
Which we did get mail today.
Yes,
We
I
did.
saw a pile
Yeah, it's
of
the
it. I have
first
a
time.
pile
It's the
of
first
mail.
time we've gotten mail since it's been since a week ago Friday.
Well, I know they ran because the other day, 2 or 3 days ago, I got out. I saw the mail truck, and I hastily put on some outerwear and went out and picked my way across the ice to hand her bills that I had to get out that I knew I wasn't running to the post office or anything.
Yeah.
And they hadn't delivered, and I assumed they just didn't deliver to my house because it was in the shade and all the steps were iced and all that, and it wasn't anything. But I did see like UPS was running and
Well, I was
FedEx
surprised
ran.
that the mailman walked up my steps today. I mean, like, how did he get to, it? Just is
Listen,
so
y'all,
slick and dangerous just to get to my front door.
Yesterday I needed to get because the roads are fine, and I needed to get to my car. But I got like when I tested the front step, I was like, "Ooh, this is slicker than it has been. This is crazy."
The rain
Well,
just zambonied all over our
Luckily, I have like another stair on my porch so I could go around. But then I walked out. I'm walking through the crunchy leaves instead of the
right,
because it's
smart,
not a slip.
right.
Then I get to the sidewalk and it's just a sheet of pure ice. I thought I can't. How am I gonna walk on that? Then I thought I guess I could get on all fours, just crawl across.
Did you do that?
No, I was like, unless I can create some friction. So I look around, I see this big block of snow, like chunk snow, and I go and pick it up, and I just slammed it on the sidewalk, and it created enough crunchy that I could get across.
Yeah.
I know, I was so.
the other day when I walked over here after the first ice storm, I walked on the crunchy tread marks
Yeah.
that somebody had in a heavy truck, apparently, like an 18-wheeler,
Mhm.
had put down the street. And I walked, and it was like he had gone around cars. So I looked like I was drunk walking out there, but I was walking in the tread mark because I thought the rest of it, I slipped twice on the way over here the other day.
Like,
And I thought,
to the ground twice,
I did
or-
not hit the ground. It was just that woo, woo, woo.
I
with
hate
the
that
arms.
feeling.
And I
just
was
hate
thinking,
it.
well, 2021, I had 3 broken bones, and I was like, I
Yeah.
cannot do
Well, and
this again.
but that's what's kept me inside. Is it's not worth the risk.
No.
But that's so I.
Well,
like-
how are you going to get to the hospital? That's the next
Well,
one.
that's yeah. Well, it's close enough to walk if I could get there, without slipping and falling. Anyway, but yesterday, so Beth drove yesterday and drove us to the grocery store, me and her and Britt, and so I walked out. It was like, okay, I can't go down my sidewalk, and I can't go down that sidewalk. So I walked across the yard to my next door neighbors, not yours, on the other side. And there's one little like toe spot open on her little walk across. So I put my toe there and got out there, and
do
then
what she got.
I'm like
then
backing down the
then she
backing
had
down the
one
street.
little area on the sidewalk that was clear, and so I walked across that. And it's just like, but I mean, yeah, it's kind
But
of.
Britt's had a whole sheet of ice out by her car, so when she got out of her car, I was thinking she's going to slide and go straight under it.
Yeah,
but she
that's-
didn't. It was
But
pretty amazing.
taking care of now, granted, but taking care of ourselves and
Mhm.
making sure
Well,
that
and
we are
you
safe.
I love, and this is something. I mean, this is a neighborly thing, but it's also a single woman thing. Every time I went to the store, I texted y'all to make sure
Yes,
that you didn't need
Yes,
something.
thank you.
Or like, I went to the store on Thursday,
Mhm.
and I bought copious amounts of alcohol for a variety of people. A
Oh,
variety
how
of people.
funny!
That's
But
funny.
the only thing I underestimated was our daily need for mimosas. So I was checking out at the small mart, and the woman goes, "Ooh, you having a party? I'll come to your house." I said, "Well, it's for several neighbors, but
Yeah.
sure."
Well, and I did check on a older lady that is near and dear to my heart because I thought, I hope she's okay. And I checked on my daddy every day, and they were fine because they live on a hill.
We did that a
didn't
lot
know how
for each
they were
other
gonna
though
get out.
during quarantine too. Like
Mhm.
I remember there was one time during quarantine where you had COVID and so did my parents. So I would just cook every night and like leave the
It was
place.
so wonderful. It was so wonderful. It was great. Yeah. Gonna leave it on the porch.
Yeah.
Just leave it on the porch. But yeah, no, I needed this week to just kind of reset, and now I really do feel I've been doing a lot of like incubating the show I'm about to direct, and sometimes you just got to sit in it, and I'm bad about that.
Okay, what I did, this is a single woman thing. I got out a legal pad and started making notes about my house.
Mental
Like,
notes. I did that.
I wrote them down. When I moved here, the person before me had Joanna Gaines my fireplace.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been really nice to have a working fireplace.
Yeah.
But they had stripped out the flue and the damper. So when I first got the house, I had the chimney sweep come out, and he was going to build me something, but I haven't heard back from him. I've called him, but he put a cap on it, so at least I don't have wild things in my fireplace. But that would have been really nice and probably cheaper than heating my entire house, because we could have, corded off that room and had that as our little warmth spot, and it would have been nice. I thought about all the pipes that maybe not as insulated as I would like in my house, and where they're placed and what I need to do for that. It was just those little things. What's drafty? Believe me, when it got down to 7, I knew all the drafty spots in my house. Just little things like that. And curtains. I had been wanting to get curtains for the 8th Street side because you can see all the way in. I lost a lot of heat.
Mm-hmm.
I lose a lot of heat through those 2 windows and the big French doors.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have anything on them. Currently, they have blankets hanging on.
Oh, I have those big shutters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's what's on mine. That's right.
So it's another reason why it's cold down in here in my house.
Well,
is
mainly it's because you have big windows.
Yeah, all of my windows only have half shutters on them for one. I don't have curtains on anything.
Right.
And then I told y'all earlier I had to close off my bedroom because I've discovered that vent doesn't work when it got cold.
Mm-hmm.
And I moved into the downstairs bedroom while this is going on. But I've made some lists of things that I need to figure out, and I have ordered curtains for my upstairs bedroom because I need those windows. It's too cold. There's a sheet of ice on the inside of my windows.
And my house was built in 1916 for a very warm climate. And so in the summer, I was trying to explain this to my northern relatives. In the summer, my house is perfect. It has shade trees. Mm-hmm. It stays cool in the summer. Even when it's really, really hot, the interior of my house is so well built that it stays cool. And I have high ceilings. And so, the heat rises and it's livable. Mm-hmm. And I could see living in that house without air conditioning.
Right.
However, what makes it nice for this climate, it also keeps it very cool in the winter when it's like this. And I was thinking, 1992 was the last time we had a huge, huge ice storm like this.
Mm-hmm.
So,
is that right?
Yeah, 92. You know how I know? Because I had 2 friends that worked at Keesler Air Force Base. They were Air Force people, and I did not realize they were upper muckety mucks because I'm not a military kid.
But that was a lot of snow. That wasn't really
it was
just
ice. But it was a lot of ice underneath the snow, and it went farther south than you can imagine because I drove back. I was in Detroit, Mississippi, near Biloxi. When they had their surgeries, I went down to recover them, and I drove across the Dolly Parton Bridge in Mobile, and it was slick. It was horrible. I-65 was closed, and I can remember not seeing the road from Greenville up to Montgomery. I didn't even know if I was on the road.
Oh my gosh.
And it was horrible. And so I was thinking, every 30 years we get something crazy, unexpected like this.
Well,
but and I wasn't prepared. I really wasn't prepared for this.
So that preparation is a little bit of what, I have been really grateful that I'm dating an HVAC guy. because
There you go.
he can fix those things, but he knows how to do a lot of things.
Yeah.
But we were talking about like, what do people do who don't have a backup heat plan? Like I've got gas logs in one of my fireplaces, but we discovered this week that the one in my living room doesn't have anything in it. So I'm gonna have to get it inspected so I can see what I want to put in there.
And I have gas logs upstairs. In fact, I spoke
Yeah.
to the former owner of my house, and she was like, "Why aren't you using the gas logs?" I was like, "Because I haven't had them. I've never had them inspected to use. I don't want. I'm not
You need to
turning
make
them on."
sure that the pilot light's on and all that.
I think he can help you with that.
Yeah, he could probably.
But like I realized, you know what? I probably need an electric heater. That would be a good thing to invest in, is electric heater. Or like, so just taking stock of how to be prepared
Right.
for things. I did do a lot of that
That
this
goes
week,
to my
actually.
list.
Yeah.
I have a whole list, including drapes that I need to finish. Just those things that you think, oh, I'll do that another day. But when you need them, when you need to block, like this week, block the cold from coming in your house, you need them. And so I was thinking, okay, I've put these things off because,
Well, and I'm thinking the storm windows aren't doing me a ton of good, and so I'm sitting here thinking all of these windows on the side and the back, I could replace storm windows with something more modern and more efficient.
Well,
someday.
we both have that problem. We have 1900s glass windows, wavy
Yes.
glass windows, which are beautiful and charming. However, they're not very heat efficient, and they, you know. And then I have 1950s storm windows.
Yeah, I think that's
So,
about what I've got too.
A little update is kind of probably
that would,
in order.
Yeah. But anyway, just thinking through those, as I'm thinking through the fun things to do for my house.
So you were saying fun things to do in your house, but making these mental lists and real list of the things that I need to do to get my house
the repairs are
weatherproof is
not fun. Can't do the fun things because now I've noticed all of the repair things that
I
need
know.
to be done.
Well, there's
Homeownership.
something kind of like
Yeah, really.
it's helpful sometimes when you know what you actually need, though.
Right.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah. It is, and it's something, buy a fun thing, then buy something,
that you actually need.
But like my northern relatives were like, "Did you get out and shovel your walk?" I'm like, I'm not shoveling ice. I'd have to go out there with the ice pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
I tried to knock the ice off with a metal broom handle before you came over. It made a little dent. Like it won't. It's so stuck
my
to the
boyfriend
ground.
tried to take a shovel to the front steps today, and it didn't do.
There's nothing. It's stuck like glue.
But we've got one more day of cold temps, and then Monday it should.
Oh, it's
at
supposed to be
least
in the
get up to-
60s next week.
But it gets up to 39 on Monday.
Woo,
So,
yay.
but at least everything will melt.
Right.
So, and that'll be good. So,
Yeah.
I'm trying not to damage my house or my sidewalk right
Yeah.
now. I want the ice gone that badly.
So funny.
And my dogs just like go out the back door and slide across the patio before they make it to the grass.
It was funny watching so I have two kittens who aren't really kittens. They're almost a year old, but this is the first time they've ever seen snow. They're just looking out the windows like, what is it? I don't know. That was kind of cute to watch.
That is
What
cute.
is it? But what was disappointing about this, I guess, too, is like everybody thought it was snow or getting to play in the snow.
That would have been fun.
And I guess some people got to ice skate on it.
Yes.
But there was no like building.
Oh,
a
if I
snow
had
there,
ice skates,
like,
that would have been
I
fun.
have ice skates, but since I had my knee repaired, I'm thinking, is this a really good thing, Beth?
I have not had ice skates in years, but could have totally ice skated out front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You still could right now, just
Well,
on the sidewalks.
Yeah, on the sidewalk.
Yeah,
you
that's
couldn't
true.
do it. Yeah.
Not on the street, but the sidewalks.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I don't know. It's good to. I think that it's good to take account of like, just like what you really need in the house, and how to be prepared when things you're not expecting do happen, because it does.
It does, and I'm prepared for like a tornado,
Yeah.
but I'm
I'm
not
not.
an ice storm preparedness. Is not it's not
I'm
my
not
thing.
prepared for a tornado. I don't have anywhere to go for a tornado.
I go to
Like I have nowhere to I'm missing a door right here in this little hallway that would be perfect to block myself off in. Like I have to go into a closet. I think is all I have. But yeah.
I either
Other than
get in the bath in like that little internal like
yeah, you've
that
got a
little
great
bath-
little room. Yeah.
bathroom, or the neighbors across the street have a basement. So
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's good. So yeah, but I think this week it's almost, for me it has been like a gift of time to myself, and I have had to tell myself that it's okay. I almost felt guilty for not doing more art things, but I feel like every day's just kind of been a gift to myself of rest or in my house, and I did work. I mean, I just I like feeling like it was just. I'm glad we had it.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's really close to Christmas break, but I'm still really glad that we had it.
I have felt like I was back in grad school, and it was like, because we used to get off a whole month for the holidays because it was cold, or like, in college we would just go back and do a show, and it has kind of had that feeling of just just still time.
So you can take the unexpected and find the good in it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but Dad tend to Pollyanna everything. So anyway, all right. Well, anything else?
Be prepared.
I'm gonna go home and actually clean, which is what I should have done earlier in the week. But
I'm gonna go pick up. I don't know how much cleaning, like dusting.
Pick up.
Well, I
That's
cooked
fine.
so much. I've got food for the week. It's great.
There you go.
Well, we'll have to have soup every day, but still.
I'm gonna
Or
go
spaghetti.
make some soup, and I've got enough French onion. I'm gonna do French onion soup,
Oh, that sounds
and I'm gonna bake some bread.
Well,
I'll
that's
have to have it rise in the guest room, my son's room, because that's the warmest place in the house.
And you also
My
close it off,
kitchen is the coldest place in the house. I was making that buttercream icing for my devil food cupcakes, and I was putting the espresso in it, and I was like, this sure is stiff. And then I realized it's freezing cold in here, so I had to put it in a bowl. I had to float it in a bowl of hot water to get the icing to the right consistency that I could spread it on the cupcakes. Like,
Well, that's what we
pretty
had.
bad.
So much. So I made spaghetti sauce, and I know you saw. I
Yeah.
put it in muffin tins and froze it, and then popped it out into a Ziploc bag so that we can thaw it out in little we just make pasta and thaw it out.
Yeah.
And we'll do the same with the soup that I just
Oh,
made.
that's good.
Because we'll get sick of the soup in a few days, so that it'll be frozen. We can pull it back out. But I'm like,
That's
look at me meal prepping. How
Mhm.
unlike
There
me.
you go.
It's been fabulous.
Yeah,
So-
we had good nachos last night, so I was just trying to use
You know
up stuff
what?
in my refrigerator.
I've been
so it was
craving
fun.
nachos. I'm not like. That's the one thing I
I did
crave
them with
sometimes is nachos.
fajita meat last
Sounds so
night, and
good.
they were good
Nachos.
with jalapenos. And
Mhm.
then I grated all the cheese that was in my cheese drawer, and I put some lettuce and tomatoes, and it was really good.
All right. Well, what are y'all looking most forward to this next week as we come off of the
Uh,
ice pause?
Getting back into a routine with my people. I'm just telling
Well,
you.
see, I'm still without a car.
Oh,
Oh yeah, that's
Mommy,
right.
I forgot about
I
that.
haven't needed it at all this week, so
But
it's
you could,
fabulous.
hey, it's going to be warmer. You could walk to work. Technically, you
Okay,
could.
yes, technically I could walk to work.
Three
Am I
blocks.
going to walk to work?
So
Probably not.
Because that'll be your steps.
I've thought about starting to walk to work. Because that would get.
Steps. You
Well,
get
my
your
only
steps in.
issue with walking to work is that there are too many days where I end up needing to run to a school.
Oh, that's true.
So I can't, the schools are not close enough to walk to. So I
That's
could
true.
walk to my office, but then I
could
can't,
walk out.
so it'd have to be a dedicated, I know I'm not leaving the office day for me to walk to work.
Yeah.
But other than that, but yeah.
But that would be great exercise.
Yeah,
though.
but back to a routine. I'm hoping that my daughter's car is fixed this week, so I'm kind of looking forward to that. And
That might actually happen
I'm
because
looking forward to
the mechanics might be ready to get back to work too.
I am looking forward to walking this week. If
I
it
know.
actually is in
Yeah.
the 60s.
Me too. I'm gonna
oh
do
my
it every
gosh.
day.
It's supposed to be rainy some of the days, but it'll be okay.
Please let there be some sun on our faces and some
At this
walking
point,
going
I'd walk
on.
in the rain. As long as I'm not cold, I'll be
Yeah.
fine. I'll be fine.
Two things I'm looking forward to. It's my son's birthday this week.
Yay!
And he's turning 10, so it's kind of
Woo,
a
he's
big
making
deal.
double digits.
Double digit time.
Oh, I
So,
can't believe
so
he's
I'm
already
looking
that
forward
big.
to that. And then I start rehearsals for my show this week, and I'm ready. I'm looking forward to that too.
Okay.
Good.
How
That's
exciting.
great.
Well, good. Well, all right, ladies.
Ooh, ooh.
Y'all have a wonderful, hopefully, eventually ice-free week.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank y'all for joining us for Champagne Sunday.
See you next week,
See
girls.
you next week.
Yeah, cheers.
Have a good week.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers.